Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin.
This is what I have to say is you guys just missed it. We don't have any ads this week, Laurie.
Well, I said, good. We don't have any income this week. Good.
But I'm trying to figure out how to so what I got, I sent you that weird text I got. Jackie Cation here, by the way, full of rage and yet depressed. How is it possible to be full? How did it happen, you guys? How did
you think one would offset the other, right?
right.
But not our Jackie.
No, I am a multitasker. And but so what, by the way, it's going to tell two stories at once. We got time. I realized because this week was a week where I was in Texas twice and I came home in between, and it was only 2 days in between. So I didn't get a chance to decompress. Do you have this?
No.
Where you need a day and a half? Because that's what I need.
Yeah.
I need a day and a half.
It's starting to be where the next day is ruined. And whether like if I wake up super early to get home, like I was in I was at the Throck, right?
Oh, right.
And I had an afternoon flight back, right? So I'm like, I could spend all day in Mill Valley, be kind of fun, just chill, right? Whatever. And have an afternoon thing. And then my son, whose entire season of water polo games have been Tuesday and Thursday, they have their homecoming game against the crosstown rivals on the Wednesday. So I had to change it to like 6 a.m. or whatever. And man, I was fucked up for like a day and a half. Getting 5 hours sleep and traveling even an hour, it's a mess.
Yeah, and I think I just realized it because the day and a half that I was home, I was grumpy. I was grumpy the whole time. And now I'm back. This is the first day back and I'm grumpy. And so welcome. I'm so glad I'm recording a podcast when I've got some sort of attitude problem. But it was a busy week. Like I did Dallas, the Plano Comedy Festival, which was lovely, which was quite nice. Everybody was, and I think we recorded on the Sunday when I got home. And
that's right.
That's what this week's is. And now we're doing it slightly early. I got to Austin on Wednesday, did the Thursday night show and came back on Friday. And man, that Wednesday,
at least you had time to enjoy Austin. I mean, all these cities we go to, we see them for like 15 seconds. And then it's like, well, I don't want to do too much because I have a big show tonight, and then you want to get the fuck home.
Right. My friend Anna Becker lives there and she picked me up for dinner. And I was like, are you going to come to she teaches middle school. She's a middle school theater teacher. And she was telling me that the kids are always like, in Texas, she's like, who'd you vote for? And she's like, I'm not allowed to tell you, but take a hot guess. I'm your theater teacher. And so.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And, and so, but. Yeah, so I got to see her for a heartbeat, and then I wanted to stay. It was a hell of a night. Todd Glass was their secret guest, and then Eddie Pepitone, and I was supposed to do a set.
Jesus.
I asked for a work-in if they had one, and the only one that JT had was a late one. And I lived in fear, Laurie Kilmartin. I love Todd Glass with the power of the sun, but I thought he was going to go late, and then I was supposed to go up right before Eddie Pepitone. And so, and JT did tell me that, and James Adomian told me that that I would have gone up at midnight. So.
Oh, and what time was your flight the next day?
No, this was the day I got there.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I was kind of whipped, and I was like, it was, It was already. I don't know if I'm not drinking enough water. I think we're all not drinking. I think it's been established nobody's drinking enough water. But
sure.
I think I should drink more water on travel days. Oh, good. Kyle's having a sip. So
that's a good thing to do.
Yeah, and so I didn't make it, but I heard that Adomian heckled Eddie Pepitone. He heckled Todd Glass because Todd brought Eddie up on stage, and then James heckled the two of them as Eddie's long lost brother. because James Adomian does voices and he does an Eddie
Oh,
Pepitone.
he does. Oh my God. I love it. I love
So,
it.
and I'm
Wow.
so sad that
sounds
I
great.
missed it. Yeah. And so
Yeah.
the next day I got up, I made it for it was weird because in Austin this weekend is the Formula One races. And
Yeah.
they have the same weekend as the Austin Altercation Comedy Festival.
Can I just point out that a ton of comics I follow on Twitter are into Formula One for reasons I don't understand, despite me
Netflix.
reading their threads.
Yeah, because there's a reality show based on Formula One, and it has blown it up. And what you're doing, and I have been called out for because I did 2 episodes in a row of the Dork Forest on Formula One, and because
your listeners were outraged.
Well, it was there was some outrage of the fact that I was like, are we watching billionaires race $1 million cars and the sons of billionaires? And for the most part we are, but not hashtag not all billionaire sons, not all. Right, some of them came from just upper middle class upbringings.
Margaret Thatcher's useless son did something like that. It was some kind of car racing thing, and he got lost and had to be rescued. Oh my God!
Well,
just leave him in the desert.
Dangerous. It's super dangerous. So I can't. It's odd to me that they would allow their precious Dangle Gender boys to race these things.
Dangle Gender. I don't even know what that means, but I love it.
It's well, what do you think it means? That's
Dangle Gendered.
That's how they identify, as the Dangle Genders. And I
see. He hims. You're saying a classic he him guy is a Dangle Gender.
Maybe, I don't know. It feels rude.
I got.
But
so it's the penis thing. I thought it was.
I'm talking about a penis. Yes.
Okay.
Anyway. So the next morning,
Jackie,
I go down. I had breakfast.
Hold on, I'm envisioning a shirt, a Jackie Cation shirt with a penis dangling.
Third story coming in hot. Maria Bamford.
Do you want to make money or don't you want to make money? Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
This is where I keep my vagina, with an arrow pointing to the left, and that's a joke from my first album, which nobody can ever hear again. I'm so sorry. Anyway,
we'll talk about them soon.
Okay, so 19 stories later, I have this to say. Maria called me. She said she saw one of the clips, which I think you should be CC'd on the capped clips, Kyle, because then you could post them too. But but Maria, I'm talking to her on the phone, and she goes, "Did I hear a clip where Laurie said I will never be happy, and you said I will always be happy?" And I was like, no, you did not hear that clip, but you got the gist of what's happening. And I thought, that's our T-shirt. What do you think of that?
Oh, sure. I mean, Jackie, we're going to start a clothing line. There's an opening now that Kanye West has gone full anti-Semite. There's an opening at Adidas, and I think you should jump in.
Right, Adidas, of course, founded by Nazis. But the weird
thing. Oh,
thing,
that's right.
It's weird. But okay, so I have breakfast with the Domian, and I set up a comedy brunch, little comedy lunch, because the lovely and talented Virginia Jones, hello, Virginia Jones, was at the altercation as well. And I was like, do you want to have lunch? And she said, yeah, should I invite people? I said, we should all invite people. So it was me and her, and then 2 great comics, one who's from Green Bay, Wisconsin, called Kristen Leidke, Leidy, and whatever, she'll be comic of the week in the future. And then the other one who's going to be a comic of the week in the future, Sarah B, which starts with a B, and they were both hilarious. But we had lunch with them.
We've done as little work as possible to prepare for this podcast. It's shocking.
It's shocking. Well, it's that's one of the great things. So we're not in paste. I don't know if you saw that. So
I saw the link, but I haven't clicked on it because I had to shower and prepare for this monstrosity of a podcast, not reading about Randy Posey's. Okay, go ahead.
It's Christian Lytie, Lytie, and Sari Beliak, Beliak, and I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
I think Sari's been a comic of the week already.
Oh, Sari has.
I'm pretty sure.
How about Delicia Nicholas? Has she been a comic
No,
of the week
but
yet?
can we have this conversation on
we all
the
had
podcast?
Lunch.
And
we all had lunch.
And then surprise
we all had lunch
people?
with
Okay.
Henry Phillips.
Jesus.
Yeah, Henry. All right.
Okay.
So Henry Phillips and Mike McCrae, and so
cool. That sounds like a fun one.
It was a fun one, and then I did my 7:00 show, and then I stayed for Adomian's 9:00 show, and my 7:00 show I finally got to do my dead drop spy joke. I opened with it so that I wouldn't forget. And they were the nicest audience in the world, so they were incredibly polite.
Nice. All right, there you go.
All right. So those are my 3 stories in a row.
Oh, okay.
I have others.
Let's see. Again, I got my my sound exchange money. I'm clearly being blackballed. I cannot tell you how much I regret signing that Spoken Giants thing. Although I don't think that they're legally, I don't think they're wrong. I think there is some extra money that the radio stations or whatever are keeping that they could be giving to comics.
And we may get it 10 years from now.
Right. And I do believe, since it's owned by a former record executive, he should have been able to anticipate that Sirius and XM and everybody's would push back and blackball us. I honestly think that they should have considered that, but they didn't. It didn't occur to me. I don't, because I'm stupid. So I don't know.
You're not in that part of the business. It's the thing is it's like when another label challenged Sirius XM, and then so none of my albums were played there, and then this goes on to, and the thing is the current label guy made fun of the old label guy for getting all big and trying to take on a big giant, and then he took on a big giant, and now I'm making $100 a month on 5 albums.
$115 is what I got, and you and I both had a gigantic debut a year ago, and again, I just can't tell you how thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars when I'm not making much income is not coming to me, and I because of this fuck up, and it's not recuperable. If they decide to not blackball me, I'll just get what I would have been getting anyway, but that's just gone money. It's not like I can make it up,
No,
it's gone. Every month they stolen. It feels stolen.
Well, and here's the right, and yeah, and so I was mad and depressed about it, and I sent an email on a travel day. That's never a good idea. It's
just text me, and I'll talk you out of it. I'll institute a mandatory 24-hour waiting period for you to send an email to any one of your record companies.
I got a response that said that this guy called me. He said, "Your career is not over. You're a solid comic on every level." Guess what? I want to kill him and myself. It's a murder-suicide pact with those 2 sentences. First of all,
that doesn't address the problem, which is that you aren't getting income. You are you're a great comic. Fucking duh. That doesn't
not a solid comic. I haven't been doing stand-up comedy for 36 years for the guy who supposedly believes in me to call me a solid comic.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
and second of
the
all,
word solid. Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Right.
And my career isn't over. I didn't ask. And which then made me think to myself, oh shit, this has been a career this whole time. Hilariously. Because I think I should have been everyone I mean, bad comics, great comics, the ones that have treated it like a career the whole time, are very much more. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not a
Stadiums.
comics cop.
Stadiums.
Yeah, I'm a comics comic,
Yeah.
you guys. I'm respected in the industry. Things are working out for, and I am grateful for that, and I appreciate that. But I think if I had treated it like a career instead of the thing that I love to do, that I assume I'll do until I die,
Yeah.
I think I would be more. I think I might be
It's
more
hard to do that.
successful.
You
I
need
didn't.
an
I didn't think of
you
it.
need a team, and it's so rare for a comic to get a team behind them very early, right?
Or
So
or to
so
know, or to know that it's. I mean, I think
if
if I
you
had known it
know,
was a, yeah.
I think if you know it's a career, you're probably not that original of a comic, because
That
you
is what
have
we
to
were
go in.
told for sure.
I, you know what? I think I'm right. Um, because the reason you're getting into comedy, because you don't have that kind of brain. You have a different kind of brain. Now you can it can be monetized if somebody who does have that brain out in the industry, they start to hover
Recognizes it.
around you. They
Yeah.
start, there's great comics that have had teams of people that have management for like 25 years, and they go, you just be your weird self and we'll make the career. Now, if you're like you and me, we haven't had anyone gravitate towards us. We've had to make the career and be our weird selves, and it's almost impossible. We can't even fucking figure out Patreon half the time, and you've got Tim Dillon making $300,000 a month or something. So
Right.
it's hard to do both. I don't know. It's just, don't be
Right.
too hard on yourself. That's all.
Yeah. I was just thinking about how, like, what I would have done. And then I had to think about it because my Lyft driver was a young man who told me that he had always wanted to do stand up. And I was like, and I tried to be nice to him. I just, and then I lost it. I just stopped talking to him when he said, "So when did you start making money?"
Oh no.
I was like, dude, they're not going to give you more than 3 minutes. Just come up with 3 joke ideas, 3 premises, 3 stories, three things you think are funny. Go on stage, talk those things into the microphone, do it 1 million times over and over and over again. Eventually, or find out almost immediately you don't want to do stand-up comedy. Right?
Yeah, I love it when people are planning their career and they haven't tried comedy yet. Like, do you even know if you enjoy it?
Right. You may not.
So
There's
crazy.
lots to. It's a grind. I mean, and I said to him, granted, you drive a Lyft for a living, so you understand a grind. At which point he got a little testy with me, and but I was like, dude,
Man,
you are
that
literally
makes him testy. Jesus.
You are literally driving me to the airport right now. So yeah. Yep.
Well,
I know it. I'm doing a set this week. Looking forward to my career. Looking forward to working on my dead drop joke again. So
let's see. I had a big no.
Oh, do you have a big no?
I had a big no, and
there should be no. Is it a writing no?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm putting another one out. Yeah. I mean, what can you do?
There's nothing you can do except for that.
Putting shit out there. So I cast another line out this week and worked on that, and then no's. They're piling up. I don't know. What can you do?
You keep plugging along, I guess.
I do look at Trader Joe's and think if I was gonna get a regular job, I would like something like that, right?
That is so funny because I literally, when you said I was about to say, "What are you going to work at Trader Joe's?" and then you said, "I was looking at Trader Joe's."
Jackie, who doesn't love a Hawaiian shirt, right? I can put product away. I'm a mom. I clean. I do a bad job of cleaning. I mean, I wouldn't use my house as an audition, but someone
and they aren't called that with
regular
regular jobs, by the way. Regular jobs don't call them auditions.
Well, see, I'm already learning. Yeah, no, I used to, before I went on the road, I cleaned houses. Now there were complaints. Yeah, but I mean, I think I've improved, and who knows?
Yeah,
you never know. I read this article this guy, Anthony Q, I forget his last name, but if once you've got the name, we've got Anthony Q in your head, you can figure out who it is, right? But he was a writer on The Office, right?
Okay.
And then he got let go. And despite having The Office as cred, he couldn't get work. He ended up working at Macy's for a little while, but he kept throwing things out there, kept pitching, kept. And he ended up selling, I think, something to Nickelodeon, and now he has two shows on Nickelodeon right now. But he name checked Laura House in the interview, and like had a lunch with her, and she psyched him up or something like that. But anyway, I mean, it's a hard career. This is a hard career. This whatever this is, comedy,
right?
And
whatever this is,
stand up is a separate. Stand up is a hard thing. I can't be like. I mean, I want more road work, but I also can't take too much because of my child, and so I'm sort of stuck trying to find something that I can,
Augie Smith is doing retirement communities. Augie Smith is doing retirement communities around the Southland. Is it called the Southland? Anyway, so
by people from Wisconsin, it certainly is. It certainly is.
Have you been to Northern California? We're talking about our.
Oh my! Yes, that's correct. Northern California.
Yeah,
it's not North California. By the way, I was in North California. I was at the Throck on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And it was that hotel. I swear to God, if I could, I mean, I'm sure it's an expensive hotel. Like I couldn't even find their rates on the website. That's not good. But I thought if I were just here for a week and just decompressed and maybe like did 2 hours of writing twice a day, like just that would be my little writing getaway. That would be incredible. And because I went out to the back, there's a little creek that runs underneath the hotel. You saw it, right?
Yeah.
So I go into like the backyard of some of the other rooms, and I just sat by the creek, and I'm just sitting there, and 3 deer. I hear rustling, and I see a deer, and then a little fawn scampers off, and then another one. I don't know if it's a dad or another mom. I don't look at genders. I'm not a Dangle Gender spotter like you. And they just scampered by me. They stared at me, and I was like, "What's up?" I took a little video that was too dark to really see, but yeah, I mean, it was just beautiful. And then it's show
gorgeous.
was really
all
fun.
Those redwoods, yeah.
I only had to do 20. I thought it was doing a full set, and it's so nice to go. Really, just 20 a minute. I ended up doing 30, but it's always nice when you're told to do less, because then you could start like checking bits that you didn't want to do anyway.
Right. I love that she's back up and doing it. Was that the first week, or why hasn't she booked? Okay, there we go.
I think so. And then Clinton Jackson, do you know Clinton?
Yeah, I know.
He was okay. So he was a Bay Area guy for a long time, and I haven't seen him in a million years. But I think he does a ton of cruises. Mm-hmm. Super clean, super funny guy, very nice guy, and so it was good to see him. Some other Bay Area people, Brooke Heineken, former Comic Week. Another one, we're gonna have this Comic Week. She's so funny. I'll tell you off.
So that we can save it. So it'll be a surprise. Yes. It'll be a treat.
We don't have to do all of our business. And and then Michael Meehan hosted. I don't know if you know Michael Meehan. He's a Bay Area.
Wasn't he part of a Three Brothers?
Yes, the Meehan brothers. Yeah, hilarious.
So I'm sitting. Last Comic Standing. They auditioned as a trio.
Yeah,
that's that story with Adam Hunter being a weirdo, and Nussbaum being a weirdo, and Eddie Pepitone being a weirdo, and Mary Mack and Andy Smith not being weirdos, and we're all in the longest limo in the world. This is 15 years ago. Remember that story where we're driving around Vegas for no reason. They're just getting B-roll. They don't need us to be in. There's no camera even in the thing, but there's 12 people. I'm having a perfectly decent conversation with all 3 of the Meehan brothers about what superpower we would have if we could have a superpower. And for stand-up comics, it's clearly teleportation. Anyway,
yes, of course,
yeah, without a doubt. And all of a sudden I hear Mary Mack say, "Why don't you ask Jackie Kashian that question?" And I look over to her and Andy Smith, and Nussbaum and Pepitone are over here. Adam Hunter is sitting on the bench with Mick and Andy. And I said,
Yeah.
"What question, Adam?" And Adam goes, "Never mind." And I said, "What?" And Adam Hunter goes, "I just asked them that if they had to fuck somebody in this car, who would it be?"
Oh no! Oh no! Oh God!
And I said
no.
to Adam Hunter, I said,
No.
"Jesus Christ, Adam, we are trapped in this vehicle. What are you doing? Jesus Christ, what are you doing to us? You have got to shut up." And Nussbaum is giggling like a
Oh my
creepy
God.
9-year-old. And
Oh my
Pepitone,
God!
yeah, the whole thing was just foul. So
Revolting.
it was dumb. And
Yes.
the look on Kyle's face is the look of everyone in their 20s and 30s now when they hear that
Oh
story.
my God!
It is literally what happened?
So wait, so okay, so Michael Meehan was he's just like a and his brothers are great too, but Michael's like more the performer than the other two,
Right,
than
he
Howard
does
and I
more,
forget his
more
other brother's
solo
name.
stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's just like a super creative, weird guy. He also does like lots of woodwork on the side. He's one of those people where you're like, oh, you were happy before you became a comic. I don't understand you. And you're just leading a happy little life, right? Our kids are like the same age, and he was on stage the last night the Wanna Crew Punchline was open, and I was on stage doing a set, and he ran up on the stage naked with I think a sock over his penis, but I forget. I think
Right.
I mean I blocked it out.
Yeah.
And a credit to him and to all that I blocked it out completely. But there's a picture of me going, what the fuck? But
Yeah.
on the other hand, because it was mean, it didn't feel. It's not like a Louis C.K. thing. I mean, it was
No,
like having a
his
puppy
dick
roll
wasn't-
over and show you its belly,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Right. It was as always, it's still dumb and bad. But if your dick is hard, that's where the problem lies. Because you could say that you're kidding. No, with Meehan, not a chance. Because even if you tell me, and not that sounds rude.
I mean, there's a chance he does have
children. Yes.
Definitely have a chance.
So what I'm saying is that if you tell me that you're kidding and your dick is hard, you're serious about something, and I don't like you.
Yeah.
So, and there you go. But if your dick isn't hard, you're just an idiot. You're just being a dumb.
Sure. They're being silly. So we did that, but so he hosted, and then Mick Berry, who's another Bay Area guy that I've known from the beginning, is also like a great drummer, an incredible drummer. And so he was just bringing people up to like little drum solos, and then Michael Meehan did a character of not a Nazi, a German. Sorry, I know all Germans aren't. A German comic who was telling terrible jokes, and then Mick was doing the old ba-dum-ba, and it was a lot of fun. It was fun. It was just silly and fun, and the crowd was really good. Although Mill Valley is hilarious because I think the average age of the residents is 60 to 65. Like when I was just driving around, I did not see anyone young. All the crosswalks, people were going slow. Okay. I mean, you couldn't even, couldn't get to any place in a hurry.
Right.
It needs, I know that there's high schools there's school, but I didn't see any children playing. It's like a lot of older folks in Deer. It's a very expensive place to live. And it might be that people bought the house in the 70s and they can't afford to leave, and no one can afford to move.
Here's my question. Which mediocre coffee shop did you go to?
I didn't have time.
Oh, there you go.
So I get in on Tuesday morning. I fly and I rented a car from SFO. By the way, and I've said this before, the Harvey Milk Terminal 1 at SFO is gorgeous. It has a museum in it. It has these murals, incredible pictures.
Yeah.
Harvey Milk murals it's beautiful, and it's wide, and it's clean, and it's floors, not carpets. So your suitcase rolls really easily. Yeah. I love it, right? That's so important.
It is.
Burbank Airport is it's all carpets,
It's right.
And so we can roll our shit, please.
Yeah,
gross.
Stained carpet,
Absolutely,
which was foul.
Absolutely.
I was at the okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So then my dad had a safe deposit box in a bank in Northern California, and my mom, of course, went to my mom.
Please write this mystery novel. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Go ahead.
Well, no, I know whatever it is. I just don't want to. But but if I remember correctly, it's full of coins he bought from late night TV, right?
Okay.
Just like, oh my God. And but you
Right,
don't
like so it has
know-
like George W. Bush commemorative.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
Yes.
As far as I know. And so, but it's still like we're still paying for it every year, and it's like, let's just get this junk out of there. Maybe there's something valuable in it accidentally. Maybe if my dad did accidentally, it was definitely an accident the way he was with money. And it made me realize, thank God he passed away before crypto, because they would have lost everything.
Oh yeah.
Overnight. Okay. So so I go to the bank and I have to bring all this, death certificate, all this the amount of shit you have to do when a parent dies is just, to stop things. And it's still going on because of COVID. I didn't do a bunch of stuff with my mom. So anyway, so I bring the only the keys I have that are mystery keys in the house. I'm like, maybe it's them. So I bring them and they're like, no, those aren't the right keys. And so now I have to go back up to the Barry, and they're gonna have to drill the safe open, that now that I'm proved that I'm allowed to access it. But just like I just know it's going to be, like you said, it'll be George W. Bush coins that, I bet more than that, a Ronald Reagan coin.
As long as it isn't fillings, gold fillings, and other detritus from different tombs that he was obviously robbing in Iran in the 70s. Yeah.
Oh my God, Jackie. No,
that's the book I want you to write. Anyway, let's take a break.
Okay.
And let's do Comic of the Week, who I just saw. And the thing is, I've seen her before, and this time there was so much great comedy at both of these comedy festivals. And I meant to do anyway, but this one, there's so many great comics is what I'm saying. And this one is a woman named Avery Moore. And Avery Moore, silly, smart, just, you ever tell a joke and you just tell the joke, you get a laugh, and then you slide in like a perpendicular punchline, just a tag. And that just goes, and then she's just like she's just thrown a hand grenade behind her, and it went boom. And I was like, it was a delight to watch Avery Moore. And she only has Instagram, I think, Kyle Clark, right?
Okay.
You are muted, of course.
Guys, we will soon only all have Instagram if Elon Musk buys Twitter.
Well, let me tell you that it's Lil Miss Popovich.
Yes.
Lil
LILMISSPOPOVICH.
Kyle Clark.
Super funny.
Spelling things. It's awesome. Yeah, no, Avery Moore, you guys. And for some reason, Lil Miss Popovich. So get out there, check her out. And I don't know her very well. Like, I didn't even, I think I've met her. I also got to do that joke about, whatever. But she was, I was pleased as punch to watch some stand-up comedy that was a delight.
It's so cool how many good young comics are. I mean, it's it's scary because there's so many comedians and there's so few spaces, but on the other hand, my God, there's so many fucking funny people, and it makes you go, well, stand-up comedy is not dying. It's people love it. They're being attracted to it. They want to do it. They're going to morph it and change it in their own ways. And hopefully we can still, here's the thing. You know how the older comics our age are using young female comics as openers?
Yeah.
One thing that makes them look young and hip. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say to the young female comics, guess what? We're going to make you look like, your comedy history. And have us open for you. And also, if I don't get more sound exchange money, I'm going to offer myself as a shield to a sex offender who wants to offset their terrible deeds. Yeah, I'll open for you, and I'll say hey, he's rehabbed. I'll say it in the interview. Okay, I need some income.
Right. I was just like, I wore my abortion, my AAF t-shirt on stage, and I was like, you guys, I could be a button pusher. Get me into a stadium. And but and this is one of He's one of the good ones, you guys. One of the good male comics.
Yeah.
He's a freaking delight, and it's Sully McCullough, and he's a great writer.
Oh,
He
I love
writes on
Sully.
yeah,
Yes.
and he writes on all the awards
Award
and
shows. Yeah.
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 So he tweeted this thing, and he said that a guy that he's known for 30 years said the N word on stage, and I was like, he said, it's just a weird old guy I've known forever. And I have no idea. And I was like, but why? And he goes, he was just trying to get a reaction. I was like he was new. And he goes, yeah. So as you get older, you don't have to get shitty. You really
you can
don't.
actually reevaluate. You can grow. You can become a better comic. It's weird. I was listening to Meghan Markle's podcast. Do you listen to it? You probably don't, right?
Nope.
It's really good. She keeps having female comics on, and she had Margaret Cho on, and she had Lisa Ling, and they were talking about Asian stereotypes and stuff. And I used to have, I had this bit, and I didn't know where to put it, but it worked all the time. But it was always like there was nothing that led into it or led out of it, you know.
Yeah.
But it was about me in Japan, and I used the phrase "me so horny," but I used it to make me look really stupid, right?
Right.
And so I used it correctly, in my opinion, but to make me look dumb and white and American. But then I realized, you know how you tell a joke and you have an intention behind it, and then the audience will come up to you that afterwards and completely misinterpret it and then give it back to you, and you're like, no, I was actually making fun of that thing. I wasn't trying to empower you.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, oh, maybe I probably am not going to bring or pursue that chunk anymore, because I wouldn't want that anyone in the audience to go, oh, I'm going to just say that to an Asian person because a comedian said it, even though I was making fun of the exact white person that would do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like 15 years ago, I wouldn't have even considered that.
You wouldn't have
I
thought
would have been
about
like, well, obviously it's my intention, so that's your problem. But now I'm like, you know what? If I
oh, I love that. I want that T-shirt. Obviously, that was my intention, so that's your problem.
But I should be able to write it, if I'm going to rewrite it, in a way that wouldn't give a dumb person the feel like they have the permission to be stupid with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or just drop it. So anyway, that's what I'm saying is, and I'm not so great at observing myself, but I'm like, wow, I've really grown. But to me, I was like, yeah, that's something from paying attention and listening to what other people are saying about their experience. Like, oh, I don't want to help that. And if I'm doing something that helps that, I don't want to. So I can just claw it back. That's all.
Even the tiniest amount of willingness to listen will make you a better comic. It really will. It just, because it's like every second draft in the world. You can be irritated that you have to do it. You know, the Risk storytelling show? He always wants you to tell you ever do the Risk, Kevin Ellison?
No, because it seemed like too much work.
It is at that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
So he wants you to tell him the story or write out the story so that he knows what the story is.
Right.
And that is truly, truly irritating. And so I've always wrote it out, and then I've sent it to him, and then he's given me weird notes that have always helped. Oh, I couldn't be more furious. And but they've
nothing ruder than notes that help and tags that work. Honestly, stop it.
Especially when I didn't ask, and then you're like, oh, that's actually quite good. I see. Speaking of that, I'm doing Uncab on Friday. I have a set on Sunday before this is recorded at Flappers. I may ask for sets this week at Flappers just because I don't have any sets besides that. I think I'm doing Nerd Poker for Brian Posehn's D&D podcast where I play guest on Mansplain. And then I'm doing a thing for David Huntsberger, a voiceover thing. And
well, my
I don't have any sets.
I don't get sets. My notebook, I lost it or I couldn't find it. And it's been like 2 weeks. I had to end up using this little notebook from the Milwaukee Comedy Festival, which I love, but it's smaller than my normal.
Yeah, it is cute.
And this will be a backup. but now I have to transfer any.
That'd be
tags
really
over to
good
the
for
new one.
set lists, actually, just to keep set lists in, and the occasional
Oh,
and the
I guess
occasional
so.
writing.
I don't
guess
like
so.
to separate. It's too many notebooks.
Yeah.
But so
Hard to
I was like, all right, when did I realize I lost it? When I was at the Crow doing
Okay.
a show at the Crow. So so then I had to backtrack. I called up our Lubitsch to see if it was there. It wasn't there. And then at Flappers they had it. So yay, good news. That's all. That was all my Flapper story. This week, I become the mother of a 16-year-old.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Will he drive?
I let him drive 4 feet yesterday. Guess what? He needs a little work, a little finessing, but he was very excited. We're gonna start doing that.
Awesome.
But what I'm gonna do is go take my Twitter private a couple days ahead of Thursday, because I'm gonna promote. He has a webtoon that he's uploading that he's been working on this little universe for like 2 years.
Okay.
It's really great.
Yeah.
Character. It's amazing.
Is it a lot better
and,
than all those noises that the cops had to sit through? It's a lot better.
Yes.
His YouTube channel.
Thank
Yes.
you for calling back to my so I'm gonna tweet it, with a link to the to it. So I just don't want any crazy pro-lifers, coming after my kid or something like that. Right?
Just your fans. Yeah, just our fans.
Right. And
normal
hopefully
people.
I don't have too many hate fans. You know what I did? I gotta block this guy. But so I forget something. I was just I think I was tweeting about like John Fetterman, right? The guy who's running against Oz, and so he uses a captioning machine because it helps, because he had a stroke and he has maybe some hearing loss or something like that. So when he's being interviewed, he uses a machine that turns the questions into captions so you can read and respond properly. Okay. And I said something about how, a lot of us are going to be doing workarounds because long COVID is causing a lot of problems. I don't know if he has long COVID. I don't know if his stroke was associated with COVID, but COVID causes strokes, right? So this is going to be the future for a lot more people than we had originally anticipated, as we were born. And so, and then some guy, so he goes through a bunch of my, I don't know, he just searched my tweets because I tweeted in 2016, like, I know we're not supposed to use the word retard, but I think it applies to Donald Trump, something like that. It was like a little Trump slam, an acknowledgement that you're not supposed to use the word, but I used it anyway. Okay. So he quote tweets, he goes, "This you?" and like is a huge gotcha. I go, yeah, it is. And I wouldn't tweet that again today, so let me delete it. Thank you.
Yep.
And that was it. And then I muted him. But I'm like, you know what? I don't want that energy following me. Like, do you really think I'm that evil? You know what? Of course I'm gonna have done some stupid shit. But yeah, I'm not what I want. And yeah, thanks for pointing it out. I don't want that up there either. Yeah. But he's like the whole this you. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I gotta get him. I don't want that guy looking at my son's shit.
So Ariel Elias, is that she the one from Uncle Vinny's? And
who survived a beer attack. Right. Very
somebody
gracefully threw it and hilariously.
And hilariously. So she's gonna do Kimmel on Thursday. That's her.
No, Monday.
Mondays are is it tonight? That when this goes up, it's gonna be Monday?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So one of my followers posted a thing that said, "You better hope somebody throws a can of beer at you." And I said, No, I'm hoping that she doesn't have to write. You think that that's the only way she writes funny jokes is when she's being threatened?
Oh my God.
And I said,
oh my God,
I've got to block that guy.
Yeah. I mean,
how about she gets to do stand-up comedy?
Well, the thing, so this is the thing that allowed her past the gatekeeper. Whatever gets you past the gatekeeper, fine. You know what? A lot of people we get some past the gatekeeper is being white and being male. Okay, so this lady had to have something thrown at her that's helping her get past the gatekeeper. You know what? Why don't you come after people that just get it because they're extremely attractive? They have great abs. They're young. they're whatever, they check off boxes. Like whatever gets you past a gatekeeper is okay. To me,
Well, for me, I just wanted him to let her to go, hey, I hope you have a good set. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, just the notion that you would make fun of somebody for getting, like, the fact that
you think that he's making fun of her because that's how she got it?
But
Okay.
I would say the fact that
maybe that
our
makes me even
system
angrier.
is so broken that a good comic like Ariel has to have something thrown at her before she gets a late night set. Maybe that's the problem, and it's not making fun of her for that's how she got in.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just like, because I think that he was like, I couldn't tell whether he was saying she shouldn't have gotten it. She couldn't have gotten it unless someone threw but it was so irritating because I was like, well, I hope she just has a really fun set,
Also, do you think that's an original thing to say to somebody after they've had that and that video's been out and it's gotten 1 million views? You think the first one to make that comment?
Yeah,
you want to be the 1 millionth person to say something stupid like that? Don't.
Don't do it.
Be different. Sorry, you made me so angry, Jackie.
I know. I was angry. I thought I would let you join. I got frog in my throat. So I'm going to Michigan next, doing
my God, Ann Arbor?
Yeah. No, Grand Rapids.
No,
Dr. Grins.
Oh
You're
yeah,
doing
Dr.
it.
Grins. I'll be there in December. Yeah.
Yeah, and Matt Alano is going to feature for me. The guy who founded the Limestone. Yeah, right. And yeah, and Carmen just did it. Carmen Morales just did it. She said it was really fun, and I'm hoping to do everything you've done. I'm ready to do Chicago again, and like I want to do Throckmorton. I want to go. You're doing the Boston thing.
Off Cabot, yes, November 18th and 19th.
So there's a gig in New Hampshire. The woman who books that came up to me over in Austin, and she said, well, do you think Laurie would do the New Hampshire gig before it? And I was like, I have no idea. You should completely for money. Yeah.
Have I ever indicated that I would not take a gig?
Right.
You would any time in my life.
If it's possible, like schedule wise and financial wise, if you're in. Yeah. Yes.
Come on.
And have you been to New Hampshire? No. Exactly.
Been to Vermont. Come on, folks. It's always a yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear the ambulance?
I can a little bit, but nothing.
Okay. All right. Nothing terrible.
Nothing terrible.
So I have a self-tape to do. I haven't done a self-tape, an audition for a part. And also that's due on Monday. So I haven't done that before. So that'll be new. I if it wasn't such late notice, I would call Matt Knutson because he's offered a global offer on Twitter to anyone who needs help with a self-help tape, right? And then I have a VO audition for something as well that's due on Wednesday. And so I have to. So those are more no's I'm going to be collecting. I'm just collecting as many no's as possible before I die in this world.
I got more money for Instagram Reels. Another PayPal dump. Yeah. It was more than my sound exchange. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know how often it'll come. So what I recommend, and I've jumped through all the hoops for TikTok money and Facebook, Instagram money. I have tried with all of my heart there's probably literally tens and tens of dollars sitting on my YouTube Google. And but all of my names don't match, and there's no one to talk to find out. Because I've sent them my personal tax form, I've sent them my S Corp tax form, and I've sent them my passport and my driver's license, and they're like, it's not enough. And they're like,
that's a job I can
match.
do.
Yeah.
From home. I am going to start pitching jobs I could do remote to Twitter, to tech companies, stuff like that, right?
Yeah, right. It's we should do. I would like to do another Zoom show. This is something that could also be discussed off camera.
Yes.
But yeah, like I don't know, maybe the 30th. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Halloween, the pre-Halloween. Sure, that sounds good.
That'd be kind of fun. I'm gonna make a note. October 30th, and then
made.
Yeah, Zoom show.
I am seeing a play today with
Really?
my son and his father. We're seeing the search for signs of intelligent life in the universe, I think, with who was written by Lily Tomlin's what was known in the 80s when we were growing up writing partner. Jane Wagner, she's a playwright. She's Lily Tomlin's
Partner or
bestie, partner, whatever.
Okay.
And I don't know, is Lily Tomlin officially out, or is she always been just sort of not even discussed it?
I'm uncertain, but all I remember is her being on the Johnny Carson Tonight Show and Johnny Carson saying, I understand you've had the same roommate for 20 years.
Oh God.
And she just looked at him and she
garbage piece of shit.
Yeah, and she looked at him and she goes, well, finding a good roommate's hard. It's hard to find a good roommate.
Good.
I was like, 3 points.
Oh my God.
3 points, Lily Tomlin.
Anyway, Cicely Strong, she wrote it and Lily Tomlin did it on Broadway. She wrote it for Tomlin, and then Cicely Strong from SNL is doing it. It's a one-woman show basically. So we're gonna see that. And then I have a set at the Long Beach Laugh Factory tonight. Last night,
right.
There was a snafu. I was told I had a 7:10 at the club, and I looked at the club, and I was like, "Are you?" I texted I emailed the booker. I'm like, "Are you sure it's 7:10?" Because from all the advertising on the website, the show starts at 8. Didn't hear back. That's not a good sign. So I show up at the club at like 6:50, because just to let them know I'm here, even though it sets at 7:10, and club's closed.
Okay.
So,
oh my gosh! Of course it is. Yeah.
Normally, here's the thing. I would have had time to do yoga had I known I had an 8:10 instead of a 7:10. So I was irritated, very irritated.
Yep.
Because I needed something. Because after my week of no's, I'm not in a good mood, and any kind of physical activity dissipates my rage, right? And then I thought, I have a set at the Crow in Santa Monica, and I don't know if I'm going to make it in time. But it all turned out fine because shows go long. Santa Monica went longer, and they got me in and out very quickly on that 8 o'clock show, and so I made it.
Okay,
so it was all fine. It was a lot.
Did you get to do both sets? You got to do both sets. Oh, good.
Yeah, for no reason.
Yeah.
If I could take information in and not think about the worst case scenario and then project that out 200 different ways, I would be a happier person. But that's not me. I'm like, I'm going to be late to this gig. I'm going to drive badly. I'm going to get in a car accident, try to get to a show, and my son's going to be an orphan. Like, that's how quickly I go from excited to have 2 sets to enraged for my life and my son's future.
Well, let's take a break.
Okay.
On that note, so I'll say that when I got off the plane yesterday, Andy picked me up at 3 o'clock at Burbank, 3:30. I pick up my backpack. I would throw it on my back. It turns out the person in front of me, has spilled their soda, and it ran all over my backpack, and now it's all over my jacket, and it's sticky, and it got a little bit on my laptop, but clearly my laptop is fine. But I was so angry, so bitter about the whole thing. We get in the car, and I literally called the Korean spa, and I was like, "Can I get a scrub? Can I get a scrub and a massage in an hour?" And I hang up, and Andy looks at me and he was like, "Who's gonna walk the dogs?" And I said, "I will walk the dogs when I'm home in an hour and a half, but I'm not living like this. I'm sticky. I'm sticky. All of my stuff is sticky. I'm like, just let me out." And I went and I got a massage and a scrub, and my arm is like baby's butt. It is very soft. They are and then
is
I
it
got
near
home.
your house?
Yeah, there's one in Northridge, and a Korean spa.
That's not near your house.
That's close enough. And Kira Sultanovich turned me onto it, and and I went and I soaked for 15 minutes, and then I got a scrub and a massage, and then I came home, and I was able to do things. I was in a better frame of mind.
Yeah.
And then I went to bed at 11 o'clock, and I woke up at 7 o'clock, and hit and miss on how I am. I could use another massage, I think, but so be it.
Sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But we're doing it. Yeah.
I don't have a set tomorrow night, Sunday night. I am gonna try to do this self tape.
Oh,
It's
right.
gonna be very difficult because I hate looking at myself on video, and I'm gonna have to be critiquing my own acting. This seems, part of me is like, is this a road I want to go down? But then you just have to try everything. I mean, Janelle James got her part as Ava on Abbott Elementary from a self tape that she's like, oh fuck it, I'll just try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at her now. She can sell out. She has a dream to me. She can sell out any club in the country. That's a dream, right?
That's a
That's
dream.
all you want.
That's all you want.
Stadium. Who wants a stadium? You can't. There's no nuance in a stadium. That's just ego. I just want to have killer sets and full rooms.
Yep. I'm willing to do it. It's so funny because I get home and my mother-in-law's like, you guys are so busy all the time, and we're like, yeah, we love our work. It's a pain in the, it's a lot of work, but she's retired, she doesn't.
Yeah.
She's like, why don't you want to sit around? And I was like, well, someone's got to pay the bills. And first of all, and second of all, I like it. It's my favorite. I like doing stand-up comedy. I don't know, Kyle, where are we at here? What's
Sure. We are just about there if you'd like.
56, 57? What are we?
Yeah, right in that window.
I will tell you this. So my dad, I told you last week or two ago that my dad, his neighbor commissioned him to paint Jesus. And so he did a self-portrait. And
he did himself as Jesus?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Except for he didn't.
My God.
He didn't.
Oh,
it's like he's just kidding. He's just being and so he gives it to her, I guess. So Darla goes to visit yesterday and she's given it back to him. I don't know if she wants a refund. I doubt she'll get one.
The neighbor.
Yeah. Because she doesn't like it because Jesus is supposed to be blonde.
Oh my God. Jackie, you gotta love Christians. You really do.
You don't. You
no,
don't have to.
Absolutely not.
You actually have to go, what is happening? And why? And how do I, you know what? Have you heard about the Mormon Church? So they put a modern spin on it, the Latter-day Saints.
Oh, yes. I was just thinking, I complained about this in the chat, but why not complain about it here?
Yeah, we got time.
I had a tweet, like a political tweet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a male comic who tweeted something similar, parallel thought, the next day, and his got way more traction than mine. And that made me just wonder, like, are people, how people are more comfortable with male voices, like physically male voices, are they even on Twitter more comfortable with men tweeting about politics than women? Like, I don't even know. I'm just throwing it out there because I was like, that's really interesting / enraging.
It's you're just there's points where you're just plugging along, and then all of a sudden you're reminded.
You notice stuff. Yes. You're like, oh, that might be contributing to certain financial woes. And it's absolutely out of my control. And it doesn't make me feel good to think about it because I can't change gender or age.
No.
Right?
No, there's literally nothing. Yeah, there's not anything that can be done about it. I'm gonna leave you on this bombshell.
Oh. You're writing in the chat. Here's the thing. You were looking at your phone throughout my entire Tender story, not paying attention to me. You did manage to cover up. Wait, hold on. Interesting. I don't know what that means, but you can tell me later.
You don't know what that means?
Well, I think I know what it means. Are you going to say yes to that? It seems like based on every conversation we've had, you would not.
I will not be. I will not. I will shout my comedy from the
my
streets
God.
and ask for dollars in a hat. I will busk
Right.
comedy before I go back to these
Right.
people. And
Okay. Understood.
but yeah, a lot of good dork forests coming up. Go to dorkforest.com, everybody.
All right. Oh, buy our albums. You can buy Corset and you can buy Staycation.